As a rōpū, we're looking to always improve our reo Māori. Like this year, we'll be running 2 te reo programs from this venue with Te Wānanga o Aotearoa. The whare has a name, Te Whare Whakapaparāranga, meaning the weaving of histories, the weaving of stories of past. This place holds that name, and for us it's about making sure we hold the mauri for this place.
It was fantastic listening to Ra and his kōrero around the name, Paitu Mōkai o Tauira, made us realise that there are actually a few stories around the name.
The pūrākau that goes with that name, and it talks of Kupe on one of his journeys to, I think he was travelling the Rimutakas to go to Wellington to fight the Whiki. He left his dog on the pai to look out over the valley in place of him. And which I've heard other pūrākau around Kupe always having a pet that he would do that with. They were like a guard for him. So yeah, we found that it was quite an appropriate name for us. It talked about the region, the area. From there we also interviewed Ra Smith, who gave us more dialogue on the name.
So there's the one with Kupe and his pet dog, whose name was Tauira. But there's another one that this area, before the 1855 earthquake, was quite swampy, and it was a really amazing place for gathering food. It was a seasonal place of mahi kai, gathering kai, and the Wairarapa term for that is taupahi. So it was a taupahi where local marae and hapu would come, and in a certain season you can gather, birds, manu, all sorts of rongoa from the forest, tuna, kauda. It was just plentiful, it was abundant. And one of the stories is that the birds were so tame and fat and juicy that they could have been somebody's pet. Mōkai is the word for pet. And pai is another term for a horizontal kind of, like the pai or a branch. So you can imagine back then there's all these kereru, big fat juicy kereru sort of sitting up on the branches, and they just seem so tame. Another kōrero is around the sister of Te Rerewa, who was a rangitane chief, and her name was Hene Tauira. And she was the mother of a kahanunu chief, Te Rangitāwhanga as well. And there was a peace formed between Rangitāwhanga and Te Rerewa, and Hene Tauira, being the mum of what, and the sister, was part of that peace process. So there's a potential that Tauira is in the name here as well. And Te Rerewa actually asked Rangitāwhanga to build him 4 canoes so that Rangitane could actually migrate over to the South Island. When Kahanunu came down, it was amicable, and Kahanunu offered all sorts of weapons and jewellery and things, but Te Rerewa said, no, I want you to build me 4 waka so that we can go to the South Island. And one of those waka was named o Tauira. So there's lots of stories, which gives the name so much depth and richness that I don't think any of us sort of knew before. Ra sort of came down, so that's something that we're very keen to promote, and out amongst the schools, and just online as well. Yeah, this is a place of significance. Yeah, Paitu Mōkai o Tauira.